Alright, so sorry the last video cut out, but now we have to do a count for the next impulsive modal wave going up, which would be wave 3. So now that we know that this diagonal, or this leading diagonal, formed a wave 1, and now we have a wave 2 bottom right here, it's safe to assume that we are making higher lows, so the trend is up. Let me just clear my chart so we have some more room. Okay, so now I'm going to do remember we need to count 5 subwaves in order to identify the larger degree 3. So here we have a clear wave 1, right, because price goes up like this. And then we get our gap down right there. There's a gap down right here at the open. This is probably a 61.8% retracement too. Yeah, it is. See, 61.8. But we have wave 1. Then you have a wave 2. And then you have your explosive wave 3. And you have your wave 4. And you have your wave 5. Or, well, I'll put wave 5 for the subdivision. And then we have the larger degree 3. 5, 14. Let me make these fonts smaller so we know that these are the minor waves. 14. Okay. So, again, let me draw it out because impulses divide into 5 subwaves. These 5 subwaves come together to form a Alright, so remember, we are now counting the larger degree wave 3, which is in blue numbers. So we have to do a 5 wave. We have a wave 1, wave 2, typically the longest and most explosive wave 3, flat correction here, and then you get your last move up here. So this 5 wave move forms the wave 3 of a larger degree. So now that we have a wave 3, you can see a clear bull flag here, or an ABC correction. So what I do is I use a parallel channel, and I connect 2 points. So at this point, so we can connect the this point with this point, and then extend it down to the lows. And then same thing here. You have your ABC, which forms a wave A. And then you get another ABC up, ABC, and then this also forms the large degree B. And then lastly, you get your ABC down to form wave C of 4. So this corrective move here, this ABC, forms a wave 4 correction of a larger degree. So now we have a completed 4-wave move on GRUP so far. We have wave 1, which was the leading diagonal, wave 2, wave 3, which is in fact valid because it is longer than wave 1, and wave 3 is not necessarily always the longest wave. Then you get your correction for 4. And now we need to do another 5 subwave count for 5. Beginning at this low right here. So now again, I'll go into a daily chart to read a little bit more about what's going on. So, same thing here, guys. Wave 5 it is going to break down into 5 separate subwaves. So here you have a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this forms wave 1 of 5. Now we get your retracement. You get your ABC retracement, and then you get your wave. You get your pullback, wave 2 of 5. Right there. Now we have to count 5 more waves to identify wave 3 of 5. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So this would be our wave 3 of 5. And then you get your flat correction right here, A, B, C, which would be wave 4 of 5. And now we have to count our last impulsive move up to complete the larger fractal 5-wave move, which suggested that Grubb was going to be entering a long-term correction. So like I said here, you get your wave 1, 2, and then this is a little trickier, right? So we have to do a subwave count for the extended 5th wave. So here you have your wave 1, wave 1, 1 second, wave 1, 2 here, we have wave 1, 2, this can't be 3 because if you retrace it down into here, 1 second, let me show you guys something real quick. This would be an incorrect label. This is not a wave 3 here. If you label this as a 3 and then this is a 4, that's incorrect because you see, wave 4 is crossing the price territory of wave 1. So this would be an incorrect labeling. So we have our wave 1, 2, wave 1, 2, this is not 3, A, B, C, no, this would be a 3 right here. Wave 3, wave 4, and then you get your wave 5. So again, these 5 subwaves come together to form three, 4, 5. So that comes together to form wave 5 of 5. 5 of 5, or wave 5, which suggests that Grubb has completed a 5-wave move, which means that it is going to be entering a long-term corrective state. So as you can see, in wave theory, one of the waves will always be extended. It's not necessarily always the 3rd wave, it just most of the time is the 3rd wave. So larger picture, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the extended 5th wave. Now we have our correction, because after 5 waves, it'll be followed by a correction, which is an ABC correction. Let me break this down. Corrective waves. Wave A subdivides like an impulse / diagonal. wave A and C. Wave A and C equal 5 waves. Wave B equals 3 waves. So these are sort of the structure here. Same thing for impulse, but we label, label impulse waves numbers, corrective waves with letters. So same thing here, guys. You know, you can see a clear 5-wave. So what I just said right there about how wave A and C subdivide like an impulse into 5 waves, you can see a clear 5-wave structure here. Wave 1, wave 2, you get your long extended wave 3 here, 4, 5. So let me count it out. Wave 1, wave 2, get your wave 3, wave 4, and your wave 5 here. So this comes together to form wave A of the larger degree. So then we have our corrective move right here. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. This is not correct. Whoops. I'm about to... Okay. Wave 1. Wave 2. And then you get your... Sorry, that would be wave 3 below here. 1, 2. You have your wave 1, 2. Then you have your wave 3 down here. I'll label these in red just so we can distinguish them. Then you have your wave 4 here. And then you have your wave 5 down here. So this completed a 5-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these 5 waves come together to form the larger degree A. Because you remember, A and C subdivide like an impulse. They subdivide into 5 waves. So after this 5-wave move completion, you have completed the larger degree A of 2. So then from there, you have a smaller ABC correction, like this. Your A, B, C, to form the larger degree B. And if I go into like a daily chart or 4-hour chart, you'll see the same thing. You'll see how I can subdivide this into corrective waves. Here, I'll break it down real quick. Where are we? Okay, here we are. Same thing here. You know, you can see a clear, smaller ABC up. You have your A, B, C, which form the larger degree B here. Let me go back to a weekly chart. Get this little circle out of here. Okay. So now we have a completed wave A and B. And now we have to count some more waves. So now we have a clear, let's see, this looks like a diagonal. Let me go into a daily chart, figure this one out with you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So here we have our last wave right here, which would be our final wave before grub actually makes a bottom. So this would be another ABC, C, which would form wave A. Wave A. And then you get your B. And then you get your other ABC down to get, you get your A, B, C down to get wave C here. So now we have the completed ABC move down here, and Grub is potentially going to be making a bottom very soon, unless this is a complex correction. So again, on the larger picture, we have, so this is not confirmed, so this correction is not confirmed until we break over this high. So this would be like the bull bear pivot. So the break over B high would be confirmation of Grub completing the corrective move. I'm sure I can find some demand that sold it off and also caused it to reverse, but you see right here, you see the supply caused it to sell off right here. But yes, same thing here, guys. I'll just draw you guys like a little illustration, but corrective waves. This also subdivides into like an impulse. So you have, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to complete a larger degree here. And then you get your ABC correction. A, B, C. So this would be a wave 2. Now, from here, you get another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me label these as a minor wave. Again, you go 3, and so on and so forth. And then you get another ABC down. ABC for 4. And so on and so forth. So what I did want to show you guys was the breakdown of corrective waves, because I showed you guys, you know, basically how to draw and count an impulse. But sometimes counting corrective waves can be tricky, right? Because there's a lot more than just an ABC, right? Because the ABC actually subdivides like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me put this in different colors. Black. And then the B subdivides into smaller ABC. And then the C subdivides into another 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there are also triangles as well, which are also corrective waves. Corrective waves, zigzag, triangles. So what that means is this is a zigzag. That's called a zigzag. Zigzag correction. Then you have triangles, which also come in the form of wave B. So in a wave B, you can have a triangle that can look like this. Anything like this. Or like this. So what will happen is you will usually have a move up, And then within a triangle, you usually get, you get a move like this. You get an A, B, C, D, E. Oops. A, B, C, D, E. You get 5 waves. And down. So what it would ultimately look like is it would actually look like this. You get your wave A down. Like that. Then you get your A down. Let me delete this stuff on my screen. Too much clutter. You get A down, and then instead of a ABC correction for B, you have this triangle correction. So the B would actually go right here where the E is. So that'd be a wave B. And then you get another leg down. So like a flag almost, you know? So this is called a triangle correction. And then you have a zigzag, which is what I just explained to you guys. This is basically a zigzag. A, B, C, that's a zigzag. That is a zigzag. So these are the basic foundational principles of wave theory. You know, there's complex corrections, which I'll go through in another video because that's a whole different thing to learn. But a complex correction is the same thing. It would be like a double zigzag, for example. So you get your W, and then you would get an X, which is just like an intervening X wave. X, and then you get another ABC down. ABC. But which all come together to form a larger degree complex correction. But anyways, like I said, you know, these are all very foundational principles, but they're also very important. You know, this is how I was able to map out the ES and call a top at 3400. So let me just go over my my larger degree ES chart, just so you guys have that like for reference, and you guys can see, you know, sort of how I count these waves. So again, you know, I go from the monthly chart just to get the bigger picture. So here you have a clear, impulsive, larger degree wave 1 from the 665 low, wave 1, and then we formed a larger degree wave 2, and then for the typically the longest and extended wave, wave 3, you have to do a 5-wave count. So basically what I did was I broke it down into smaller time frames, but this subdivides into 5 waves. Wave 1, wave 2, and then you get your long extended wave 3. Then you get your wave 4, and then you get your wave 5. So these 5 subwaves that I just counted, these form the larger degree wave 3, which is in blue. That's why I think that we are in a larger macro and a larger degree correction. I think that my count is correct because in terms of time, look at these subdivisions. From 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, in terms of time, they lasted. And look at the Fibonacci confluence from here down to up to wave 1. This this was a deep retracement, which is what I have here. Wave 2 was there's a rule of a wave alteration, which if the first corrective wave is a deep retracement, then the second one will be a shallow retracement. So now we get the extended wave 3 up to here, and I do another measurement. I take the low of wave 2, measure the wave 3, and as you can see here, it retraced only 23.6%, making it a shallow retracement. and in terms of time, it had similarity to this correction in terms of time as well. So that is my wave 4 here, and then the final wave 5 up here, and which is why I think that we are in a larger degree of correction. And it would not surprise me to see us retrace down to the 1800 level, or I guess right down here to the 1850 level. 50% retracement. Because look at how shallow wave 2 was. It was a shallow pullback, very shallow, which could suggest some more blood in the future, and which could suggest they move down to the 1850 level. Because if you also look at the 200-day moving average, it's down there as well. The 200-day moving average on the monthly is, I believe, at 1650 now. 200-day. Make it a little wider. Okay, yeah. See, look where it's at. It's at 1700. So this thing should start to gradually push up, up, and I think that the market's going to see more blood. Here's a monthly demand zone right here. So it would not surprise me for us to see a larger degree of correction, which could ultimately look like this. Could look something like that. ABC of the larger degree. And then from there we'd have another 5-wave move up. Right? Because remember, this is only subwave 4. And if we know that impulse is divided into 5 waves, well, if we're at subwave 4, we still need to count 5 more subwaves, which could suggest if we make our way down here, we could be seeing 4,000 plus for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up to complete wave V or wave 5 blue. And then from there, we see a massive correction. And from there, we could see a massive correction of the largest degree. So there it is, guys. I just wanted to show you guys how I sort of do my counts. And this is, of course, very elementary, but to some, it is, it's needed to understand just the basics of wave theory. I don't apply everything to wave theory, but I do use it to be able to identify if something was just a corrective bounce or if something was a relief rally. And it's nice to know if we are, if we need to be careful and watch for a correction of a larger degree, or if it's just a correction of the smaller degree, and it's a good place to buy a pullback. So I hope this guys helped, and I will be posting more videos as usual. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me. But let's try to minimize them, as it is a little difficult to answer all these questions. Especially when I get questions about people saying, "Oh, should I still, should I enter Disney, or should I, play this stock?" I need to keep my focus down to the names that I'm really good at, and be great at them. It's better to keep your watch list small and master those names. Once you master them, you don't need to trade 10 instruments. For example, I trade the ES/SPX bi-directional options, and I love to trade Roku and Tesla. I like to trade Netflix or Boeing. It all just depends on the setup. But, I like simple, and I like to keep my watch list fairly small so I can become an expert at the names that I trade. Otherwise, I hope you guys found this helpful, and again, let me know if you have any questions.